Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about gold in Warcraft Rumble. I'm also going to tell you some things you probably don't want to know about gold in Warcraft Rumble because I have some pretty scary math here. But you don't have to worry about that, it's all going to be good. It's all going to be fine, you're going to do just fine. Gold in Warcraft Rumble, well, Blizzard has lots of offerings for gold for you and you also get it from multiple sources while playing the game. And gold, the gist of it all is that gold is the most important resource that you can get in Warcraft Rumble and you don't want to waste any of that. Use your gold to buy minis. Don't use your gold to buy XP or something like that. Use it on minis because you're going to need it. You're going to need all your gold and you're going to need even more. But after watching this video, you'll know how to get it, and you know how to spend it, and you'll be just fine. So the first source of gold is obviously the campaign itself. You start playing the game, you start playing the PvE campaign, and many of the PvE campaign missions are going to give you gold. And this is one-time gold. You complete the campaign missions one by one, and you get gold through it all. Overall, once you complete the entire campaign, you're going to get 2,660 gold. Obviously, Blizzard can change these figures, they have sometimes changed them a little bit, but that's the rough neighborhood of the gold that you're going to get, and more if you end up buying the Arclight Booster. I'll talk about the booster a little bit more in a while, but that's the campaign. And once you have cleared 50 of the campaign missions, you will unlock the heroic campaign. Overall, there are 75 campaign missions in the game at the moment, but after 50 you can already start doing heroics of the first ones. And the heroic campaign asks you to clear the same bosses in more difficult versions with all families. So you clear them with Alliance, with Beasts, with Blackrock, with Horde and with Undead. So 5 times. You need to clear each mission 5 times with different leaders. And once you have done that, you will get 200 gold, or 300 if you have the Arclight Booster. There's 75 of these missions overall, so the heroic campaign is going to give you a whopping 15,000 gold, although that's a one-time thing. And with Arclight Booster that's even more, 22,500. But do note that you minis need to be very high level for some of these heroic campaign bosses, because like in this 1000 Needles area already you need like level 18s or close to that so that you can have a chance, so it'll take quite a lot of work to get there. At this point it is good to mention the Arclight Booster. The Arclight Booster costs real money, but it is the best real money that you can spend in this game, because currently it costs 19.99 euros or dollars, and it gives you plus 20% XP and plus 50% gold earned. So that plus 50% gold, that's going to really add up to a lot over time. The Arclight Booster does include the Augie Bank, which banks the extra gold that you would get from campaign and from heroic missions, but only those, not from other sources. So if you buy Arclight Booster late, you will get the gold that you would get extra gold from campaign and heroics, but not from the other things, so you're still going to be missing out on a bunch of gold if you buy this later. But that eases it a little bit at least. Because your main repeatable source of gold in the game are Arclight Surges. Arclight Surges are when 2 areas of the game light up with Arclight power twice a week 2 zones, so overall 4 zones per week, so 20 missions each week, and clearing those when they are in Arclight Surge mode awards you gold. That awards you 800 gold total per week, or 1200 if you have the Arclight Booster. But that gold is not banked, so if you complete this before buying the Arclight Booster, then that extra gold is lost forever. But this 800 gold per week, or 1200 with the booster, this is the main repeatable source of gold that you have, so it's super important to complete your Arclight Surges twice a week and grab that gold. Another source of gold in this game is PvP. And that's PvP rewards for ranks, so there are all these bags with gold. One-time rewards up to 9,000 honor in the current system, and repeatable per season after that, and the season lasts a few weeks. But of course Blizzard may change these exact figures at any time. However, overall, currently it's 2,450 one-time gold, or 3,675 with the booster, also not banked into the booster, so if you're planning to buy the booster, it's advisable to buy it before you start doing PvP. Other than that, you really want to get into PvP for these rewards, even if you're not that much into PvP, even if you're not trying to really climb the ladder, but doing some PvP for the rewards is definitely worth it. Also, higher up in the ranks, there's 1500 repeatable gold each season, 2250 with Arclight Booster, but obviously to get much of that repeatable gold, then you would actually have to focus on PvP on a little bit more. You can also sometimes get gold from the free daily gift that you get in the shop. Daily offers, the first one is always the free one, and that can be 50 gold or it can be 100 gold. That gold is unaffected by the Arclight Booster. And as amazing as it sounds, Blizzard indeed wants to sell you gold directly. Yes, you can buy gold directly from the shop. All these refills that cost up to 100 euros each. Well, to each their own, so that is definitely a way to advance in this game. There are also a bunch of special offers. There are some special offers that come at specific times. There are special offers that come when you advance in the campaign, and some of those are better than others. What I advise you to do is when you look at the special offer, look at how much gold is included and compare it to the gold prices in the shop. Because the more gold, the better. Gold is the most valuable resource. Obviously, if the offer includes stars for minis that you want to play with, then those are actually worth gold as well, so take that into account too. So now you know how to get gold. There's the one-time sources, there's the repeatable sources, especially those Arclight Surges, but also the daily free gifts and the PvP sources. But where do you spend your gold? How much does it cost? Well, you're going to spend your gold on minis and their talents on the grid. And yeah, this is where the math gets a little scary, but don't be intimidated. I'll explain it all, you will be fine. So, a common mini on the grid costs 90 gold. In order to upgrade it to uncommon, you need 3 further stars, so you need 270 gold. You need to buy it 3 times again. Then to rare, that's another 10, so 900 gold. To epic, that's another 25, so 2250 gold. And finally to legendary, that's another 25, so 2250 gold. And then talents cost 250 each. There's 3 talents per mini, so 750 for talents. And that's 6510 gold for a single legendary mini. The leader base cost is 120, so it's 8430 gold for a legendary leader. And put that all together and you get the full collection of commons, and you want a full collection of commons, that's 6420 gold. Okay, actually compared to what you can get that pretty easily, that's no problem. But if you want the full collection of legendaries with talents, that's 461,130 gold. Yeah, that's quite a lot. So because overall you're going to get around 20,000 one-time gold or 30,000 with the booster, and then you can get roughly around 1100 gold per week. There's the Surge and the free gifts and then PvP seasons. And that's around 1650 with a booster. So that means that to get a full collection of bling bling legendaries, that as free to play, that will take you around 400 weeks or so. But I mean, yeah, that's going to be quite a few years. If you buy just the Arclight Booster though, you cut that 400 weeks down to just 260 weeks. Well, that was the scary math part. But the good thing is that you don't need a legendary collection. You actually probably don't need a single legendary for anything. And getting a collection that you can actually play with is much easier. Because what do you really need? Well, you need to get your collection level up. And the collection level goes up whenever you acquire a new mini or whenever you upgrade the rarity of a mini, so to uncommon, to rare, and so on. So first, you get all the common minis to get your collection level up. Then you start upgrading those to uncommons. Uncommons are super important, by the way, because getting a mini to uncommon and buying a talent to it also means +2 levels to the mini. And some of those talents are totally bonkers. The difference between a mini without a talent and a mini with talent, it depends on the mini, but for many of the minis it is immense. The minis with talents are just so much better. So it's super important to get to uncommons. Luckily, you can actually afford to get to commons and you can actually afford to get to uncommons. That's not going to be a problem. You're going to be able to do that. You will be fine. Rares, it's where, like, if you are completely free to play, then rares is where you will start to struggle. And rares are still very useful, because you get another level for getting to rare, you get a collection level up, and you get another talent slot, so you can buy a second talent. So upgrading a mini to rare gives you the ability to switch your talents. When you're an uncommon and you buy your first talent from the grid, you're locked into that talent. You cannot change. That's a bit of a trap. Be wary of that one. Because you only have one talent slot, you can't buy another talent because you don't have a second slot. Rare, you get the second talent slot, you can buy another talent. For most minis, there's 1 or 2 useful talents, so you can now switch around talents, you get some extra levels. Looking really good. At Epic, you unlock the third and final talent slot. So Epic is still used for, especially for the levels, because you get the 1 level for it being Epic, you get 1 level for the third talent, but typically you don't need to actually use that talent for anything, so it doesn't actually give you more talent value that wise. But okay, some levels that's still useful, but already less useful than the rare level. And Legendary, well, Legendary gives you 1 more level. And does it even matter? It probably doesn't even matter right now. So Legendary, yeah, it's fine to have, but by no means necessary. Epic, okay, there's some advantage there to be gained, especially in PvP, but still, campaign-wise, not super important. Rares are still very good, uncommons are super important, but you can afford the uncommons. You can even afford to get some select rares, so you will be fine. Even though striving for a full collection in a game like this with those gold costs, yeah, that's a bit of a barrier. But don't worry about it. As long as you spend your gold right, you spend your gold on the minis and on their talents, and the right talents, make sure that you get the talent that you actually want for the mini, and as long as you complete your Arclight Surges twice a week. That's the main thing. That's what you really need to know. And you're good to go. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.